So, guys, I just wanted to remind everybody that this episode has been translated into multiple languages, and if you're hearing me right now in a different language than you were expecting, all you have to do is click onto the gear icon somewhere on this screen. A new pop up menu will appear. Scroll down, and you'll see Audio Track. Click on this, and you can select the language of your choice. You can select English, Brazilian Portuguese, French, Spanish, and German. YouTube has given us access to all of these new dubbed features, and I hope it's helped other people reach my content and enjoy my episodes. Thanks again for all your support, everybody. It really means the world to me. And let's get on to this episode. I think we got to talk about the shipping for the Cat's Lair. Hey guys, Jay! Welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately, we're definitely gonna have to start talking about the shipping that's been going on with the Cat's Lair and all the problems and really the disappointment that has been happening with the shipment of the Cat's Lair. Honestly, you guys know me. When I first received, for those of you who've been watching the channel for a long time, when I first received the Snake Mountain from Super 7, I was incredibly impressed at how well Super 7 packed a collector's item like Snake Mountain. And fast forward to 2025, and it seems like a lot of people are experiencing a lot less in terms of the quality of the shipment and the packaging that is used to protect this incredible collector's item called the Cat's Lair. So let's take a look at what's actually been happening with the shipments for these Cat's Lairs and maybe figure out a way to mitigate all of the problems that are happening. And I really do hope that somebody over at Super 7 might watch this video and we can figure something out together. Let's have a look. Wow. Honestly, I'm beside myself right now. I really am. It wasn't that long ago that I was so hyped up for Snake Mountain and really concerned about how it was going to end up at my door. I was very worried that it would get damaged in shipping and that I'd have to, live with whatever else came my way because let's admit it, these playsets are huge. They're big, they're beefy, and there aren't that many of them. Not many of them are going to be made. And fortunately for me, when it finally arrived at my door, I was very happy the way Super 7 had packed this and shipped it to me. After all, you could actually see that when they shipped it, it actually came with corner protectors on the outside of the box. This is actually a corner protector, a plastic corner protector on the outside of the box, and you can see that the rest of them were ripped off during shipping, but at least they did their job. And thanks to Luke Rogers over on the Thundercats Ultimates fan page, we can actually see how well Super 7 had packed the Thunder Tank just as well, if not better, than how they packed the Snake Mountain playset. Check it out, everybody. You can see that even this box had corner protectors on the outside. They were ripped off in shipping, which does happen. These things are jostled around quite a bit, but they did their job. But not only that, when you open the box, there is another box inside with additional corner protectors that you can see right here. And then, once you open this up, there are foam core corners on each of the sides of the Thunder Tank. Oh my god, this was absolutely nuts. These corner protectors, on top of the other corner protectors, on top of the padding that we include here, this was a testament to just how well Super 7 took care of collector items for their fans. I was elated when I saw this when I was opening it. I even said so in my review of the Thunder Tank. How far back we've gone in terms of the packaging for this, because I've got to tell you, people's experiences with the Thundercats Cat's Lair have been anything but stellar. Krabak here literally got his box gouged, and as you can see, there's only one shipping box protecting the Cat's Lair box, and it did not fare too well. And this seems to be a recurring issue. John C. Valentine is definitely not a fan, as he points out that when he first got his Thunder Tank last year, he was amazed at the effort they put on protecting the item by doubling the shipping boxes with super strong corrugated cardboard and protected plastic corners. Fast forward to today, receiving the larger, more expensive Cat's Lair only to show up with gouges through the flimsy, thin paper box. I understand the Super 7 is trying to cut back to save money, but not at our expense. It's going to cost them more to replace the box and the shipping. Do better, Super 7. And as we can see here, his boxes really are going through the ringer. We have a ton of different damage points and massive gouges at the top. This is not acceptable, Super 7, as many people are rightly upset at this, especially after paying $600 for this massive toy grail, which many fans have been waiting decades for. And it just continues. JW's box was completely flattened at the top, and thank goodness that it didn't go any further. Much of the Cat's Lair's accessories on the top of this box, as well as the Cat's Lair body itself. As we can see here, once again, Cannon has sheared off of the rotator, and his peg, which clamps on to the back of the mountain, has completely torn off. We can see here exactly where the peg sheared off on the side of the mountain where the clasps are. And the frustration continues with RM, whose box once again was completely compressed on the top corner as well as the side, and his cannon, much like others, has sheared off the rotator completely, as well as gouging on the back of the box. RM's message is completely understandable, and you can feel the frustration. You can tell he's just a super fan of the Thundercats, and of course this is a lifelong dream of his, and it really does break my heart that he has to go through this. I received this message from JA, and the damage here is shocking, to say the least. And to be perfectly honest with you, this is some of the most extensive damage I've seen in any of the deliveries so far, and these are disturbing for any collector. We have gouging in the back of the box. The box itself has definitely seen better days, as these look like they've been kicked around and jostled at the shipping and receiving area of FedEx, which of course is natural. But as we already know, Super 7 is no stranger to this, as they have been packaging their boxes properly in the past and provided double the amount of packaging in previous years for these adult collectibles. And seeing the shape that these particular packages have arrived in, with incredibly thin corrugated cardboard, nowhere near matching the quality that they had with the other packaging provided in their previous collectible shipping. This is just shocking. As we can see, there was little to no protection for the collector box, and in many ways, little to no protection for the playset itself. As I mentioned earlier, JA's damage to his playset is extensive. We see fractures on the mountainside where the hinges attach, paint scuffs where the claws have impacted on the plastic base, physical damage to the pegs which secure the two halves of the mountain, as this one is just completely sheared off. Teeth, apparently on JA's Cat's Lair head, appear to also be loose, along with some additional paint rub damage on the cleft of the mouth, some major chipping and paint damage here, which appears to be a pretty decent break at the bottom interior of the mountain face, along with additional broken pegs and even more cracking on the other side of the mountain base as well. This is just shocking, and the most damage I've seen thus far for any of the playsets that have arrived at collectors' hands. And even our very own Mad Hatter Reviews posted this crazy photo highlighting the fact that his Cat's Lair must have gone through several different hands before landing on his porch, as he has a massive gouge, one of the biggest I've ever seen, on his shipping box. As a matter of fact, it appears that his box has been taped over to hold everything together. This is just shocking. And if we take a really close look at the extent of the damage, you can actually see that there is a visible hole which you can peer into, revealing the actual playset exposed to the elements. This is absolutely appalling and is not acceptable whatsoever. Misery loves company, as the Badass Reviews and Thundercats Classics also received massive damage to their shipment, and Mad Hatter was kind enough to remind everybody that along with the cost of the Cat's Lair, we had paid an additional $100 on top specifically for shipping, if anyone had forgotten. And we can confirm this by going to the Collider article, which was the first to break this news back at San Diego Comic-Con 2023, which stated right here that the Thundercats Ultimate's Cat's Lair is available for pre-order on the Super 7 website for $650 plus $100 flat rate shipping. Again, this means that we paid an additional $100 on top of the $650 price tag just to ensure that our Cat's Lairs would arrive at our door safe, undamaged, and unblemished, and that's not what's happening right now. JA did actually send a request to Super 7. Their reply goes on as follows: "We apologize for the issue with the Cat's Lair. We have recorded this issue and will get back to you with a resolution after all Cat's Lair pre-orders have been fulfilled. We are expecting fulfillment to be completed by February. If you have additional details you would like to submit, please send them to this email thread. Thank you, Rudy at Super 7 Customer Care Manager." Rudy, I think you're going to expect a lot more of these calls coming very soon, as there have been a lot of people who have had complaints over the past couple of days, and they just seem to keep coming in, as fans and collectors are obviously not thrilled on receiving damaged products after paying so much money with an additional $100 on top to ensure that this would not happen. This is definitely an issue which is going to continue, and it really does prove the fact when you start cutting back to save money, others could be even more expensive in the long run. There are many people who are going to say, what's the big deal? It's just a box. And of course, many people end up using their boxes and repurposing them for other sort of Cat's Lairs, and this is just a problem for in-box collectors. But that's actually not true. We are seeing a lot of actual damage being done not only to the boxes, but also to the physical playsets themselves. Or in some cases, maybe impossible to fix the damage, as some parts are just too compromised or in spots which are very difficult to put back together. It's my hope that the team over at Super 7 recognizes what's happening with these latest shipments, and there might be some time to avoid this for future shipments which are just about to start leaving their warehouses, so that they don't have to deal with the mounting number of complaints that seem to be rising, as this, in the long run, could definitely cause them a lot more grief in terms of confidence in the market and the fans, and those fans who are definitely not happy about receiving packages in the condition that they're in. Particularly because many of us remember how good it was and the industry standards that Super 7 was putting forward not that long ago, which might end up costing Super 7 much more money in the long run. I'm just disappointed. I'm just absolutely 100% truly disappointed. I mean, this Cat's Lair is a grail, an actual toy grail for many people who have been hoping, wishing, dreaming for the Cat's Lair in cartoon accurate form, and the size that it's at, it's absolutely immense. When I saw this thing at PowerCon 2 years ago, I was absolutely gobsmacked, and I was so glad to be able to have pre-ordered this, and now my fear is that when it arrives here in Canada, that it's going to be damaged in some way and that the box is going to be absolutely mangled. In many ways, I can probably live without the box. I mean, I'm not really an in-box collector, but I do love the artwork for this box. It's just a wonderful piece done with love and attention and just an incredible piece of artwork. I really would like to keep it. But if it shows up in mangled condition, I don't know what I'm going to do. I had the same fear with the Eternia playset, which, to my shock and surprise, after seeing so many other collectors having gone through such heartache with their collector boxes being absolutely mangled, mine actually didn't come too bad of a shape when it finally arrived here in Canada. I really am concerned that that's going to be a major issue with the Super 7 shipment going forward. I don't know if this is going to help at all, but I really do implore to everybody out there, Raul, Brian, everybody out there who's in charge of shipping. I know you two are probably not in charge of it, but whoever's in charge of the logistics, please listen to us fans. We implore you. This is not the right way to go. If you're trying to save some money, if something's going on, with the shipping provider that you're using right now, please try to rectify this. This is not the way we should be treating any sort of collector item at all. And I really do implore to you, please, with the bottom of my heart, I'm not blaming anybody, but let's try and get these next few packages out with some corner protectors, with some additional boxes, much the same way you did with the Snake Mountain and the Thunder Tank. I just don't understand what changed between now and then. This is just absolutely shocking to me, and I really do hope something can be done before more packages go out and are damaged in the same way. Guys, let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts about how Super 7 is treating their packages being shipped out in this manner, with very flimsy boxes, practically no padding in terms of its overall protection, and of course, what it does for the confidence in the market for Super 7 products. After all, when they first started shipping out these collector items, they were done with such care and such attention that so many people, including myself, were absolutely impressed. How far we've come, being such a great industry standard for shipping, to where we are today, literally ruining boxes as soon as they come in. Let me know those comments in the comment section below, guys. I'm not going to ask you to like this video because it really is quite negative, but I just really want to find out what you guys are thinking in terms of what's happening with this particular issue, and what your thoughts are for other companies who are doing direct buy sales, such as Hasbro, who seems to be stepping it up a notch and really delivering their products with multiple boxes to protect that collector item. After all, I received my 2-in-a-box from Ghostbusters, and that HasLab, the protection on that was very, very impressive. Let me know your comments in the comment section below, guys. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe, everybody, because apparently wacky weather is going on everywhere. I mean, it's practically snowing in Florida and other parts of the country. in the United States. So everybody stay safe out there. It's crazy. As a matter of fact, the 40th anniversary of Thundercats is upon us, everybody. And to celebrate that, more action figures for Super 7 are coming out for Thundercats. As a matter of fact, I covered a couple of them, which are soon to be released. You can check out that video right here. I'll see you there, everybody. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good journey. Geek proud, everybody.